Welcome to the DK Custom Products channel. My name is Kevin. I'm sitting here with John. We've done several other videos with John that we'll be putting up in the corner, but what we're going to go over right now is what you've done to your bike to set it up for long distance riding to make it the most comfortable for you.
Correct.
So let's go out and look at your bike and see what all you've done to it to get it set up exactly the best way you could for long distance riding. So this is John's bike. It's a 21.
21.
It has
86,000 miles.
86,000 miles on it. And it was in the second Hoka.
My second one.
And then it's going to be in the one this year.
Correct.
And you've done a lot of things to this to make it handle better, be more comfortable, set up for your long distance riding. If you could just go through and point out to us the different things you've done, it might be helpful to people to see what they can do to make their bike more comfortable.
Okay. I've upgraded my bars, based on my height and my shoulders. I switched to a hammock seat because I like the balance of the hammock, but I also use a wild-ass seat cushion. This cushion here, I've got over 100,000 miles on it. They just sent me a new cover for it. So, love how that rides. I've upgraded the shocks on it to make it more comfortable for me. I've added auxiliary lights on the front. So these lights make it so it's daytime at night, so I can see the critters going down the road.
I noticed you have large speakers right here.
Yeah, instead of using a deer whistle, I like to use AC/DC really loud going at nighttime. You can just see the deer start to spread away because they're conditioned to motors, with the cars and everything.
Right.
But yeah, AC/DC or any kind of rock music with an amplifier, you'll see their heads and then take off.
Does it help keep you awake while you're riding all those miles too?
Yeah, it can. Yeah.
Okay. I noticed you have a recurve windshield.
Yeah, that's a long ride shield.
That's the one.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of mine. I love their shields. It puts the wind right up over your head so you don't get the
That's
buffeting.
what I use, long ride shield.
Yeah, they make a great product. I also just did a tank lift, which also cuts down on my buffeting, but also puts the wind down over my tank, over my motor to keep it more cool, and cuts down on the air hitting me up in my face. So, done quite a bit of things to cool the motor down. Breather bypass, so puts instead of feeding it back into my brand new 122 motor, it feeds it back into a canister, so I have no residual oil or water that goes into my motor. These wings help fantastic since I have a goatee. Yeah, I don't like it up in my nose no more.
So do you use this a lot versus the cruise control?
Yeah, for long miles, instead of constantly gripping, all you have to do is roll your wrist.
Well, why don't you just use the cruise?
Well, you can't in twisties.
Oh,
So a lot of your riding, the 2-lane roads through national parks, you're constantly like this all day long. So just being able to just roll the wrist instead of gripping it.
And you have floorboard extensions on there, pushing the floorboards
Push my
out?
floorboards back out. I got a brake pedal extension up, so it's easier to apply the brake. But also, if I got my feet up in a bad situation, all I got to do is push my heel over, and I'm instantly on the brake instead of pushing my feet down.
And a backrest?
Got to have the backrest.
Do you have a tour pack relocation, or is that?
Yeah, the tour pack's been slid back 3 inches.
Okay.
That helps with the wife, and she likes to do long miles. Makes her more comfortable.
And I noticed a little thing that you did here. You have instead of mounting the luggage rack right to the tour pack, you have an inch spacer.
Yep.
So you get this luggage rack up off of, not as close to the tour pack, so it's less likely to come down and...
Correct. It also has more surface area.
Right.
So you could apply more weight.
Right.
Because this rack's only rated for 10 pounds, but we all know we put more than 10 pounds on them.
Yeah.
So I feel a lot more comfortable having more surface area.
And you have lights everywhere.
Yep, she's lit up like a Christmas tree.
So are all of your lights are custom dynamics?
That's correct.
And you have your Hoka 967 number.
Yep, you have to have your Hoka number on your bike and the Hoka logo, so they know what bike is what riders.
And then on your tank, the Hoka logo is just something you put on there?
That's something I put on there, something a little bit different.
And why did you go with those mirrors?
Those mirrors, well, it kind of matched the whole theme of the bike. You know, the groove mirrors. Plus, I like them up high, so instead of looking, you know, through my arm, I'm looking over my shoulders. You know, I get to see more. Plus, I had the bike wrapped in Lumar, so if I get a rock ding, all you got to do is pull it in the sun, and the sun heals any damage. Keeps the bike looking brand new. Also, run a radar detector. It saves me, especially in the small towns. You know, speed limit will go from 55 to 60 down to 30 real quick. It helps to have a little flashing light. Up underneath my tank bag right here, there's a light that flashes intense red in my face. But I've also, to keep things comfortable, I've got my heated gear controls up underneath my tank bag. So when I'm plugged in, all I have to do is roll a switch with my glove. So that controls my gloves, my jacket, my pants, my insoles. Of course, you got to have a cup holder. And then when I'm on the Hoka, I use a tank bag for all my food. And then I've got a gallon water jug that mounts on my floorboard. This was made by Moto Jug. They're not making the holders anymore.
And then you put a power port in your tour pack?
Then I got a battery backup that stays charged over here in case of a situation. It's plugged into the power port. And she's pretty comfortable.
And this started out life as a 114?
A 114 Ultra.
And you took it up to 122?
122.
With a Harley kit?
A Harley kit, can map. I used to get about maybe 210, 220 a tank. With the upgrade, I'm hitting about 240, 250 a tank. Motor has to work, doesn't have to work as hard.
Yeah, and for those of you who go, oh, bigger engines use more fuel, we've done a whole video that we'll put up in the upper corner, that an engine that is put together right and is tuned correctly and everything's working well together, the bigger engine will get better miles per gallon than the smaller engine because it is working more efficiently, correctly.
And plus, everything on this bike is still ESP'd for the next 3 years. So anything ever happens to the motor or anything, it's only $50 to get it fixed.
And you're running Vance & Hine pipes on it?
Yep, Vance & Hines pipes. The high output, high flow output mufflers on it.
And then you have the factory headers on
Factory head pipe.
With the cat still in it?
No.
You took the catalytic converter out?
Cat's out. Make it run cooler. But Harley don't need to know that. I also put the oil relocation system on it. So instead of reaching up in there and making a mess all over my garage floor, there's an adapter that screws on where the oil filter used to be. And the lines come out here. And all I have to do is spin it off and drain the oil into the pan. No mess. And since I change my oil every 10,000 miles, every 5,000 if I want to, I can put the bike up on the stand, spin the oil filter off, clean it out, make sure there's no metal fragments inside of it, put it right back on.
So you have heated grips?
Heated grips, heated seat. I got my brake and clutch levers wrapped in leather because I've had times where that chrome has just gotten so hot it actually blistered the tips of my fingers going through Death Valley.
So this bike's going to go 10,000 miles in 10 days this summer, huh?
Yep. I'll have a lot more miles on it before then. So meeting my daughter in California in July, and then I'll ride back to Indiana, and then back down to Florida in August.
That's great to see so many of the DK parts. We try and make parts that make the bike more comfortable, make it handle better, make it have more power, make it more reliable.
Run cooler.
And run cooler and look good. But we've looked at other things that you've done that have made the bike how you want it to be. But it's really good to see all of our parts on there. We're happy to see that. And I'm sure that the different things that we pointed out, that people have looked at them and have gotten ideas for their own bikes and what they can do. If you all haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we'd appreciate it if you would. Hit that notification bell so you know when a new video is coming out. Click the thumbs up, like button if you like the video. If you have any questions about any of the products, go to the website of the name of the company for that product. You can also put your questions down in the comments below, or you can hit John up over at his Facebook page, Laying Down Miles.
Correct. You all right, safe out there?